I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I'll never back down. I get up when I'm bleeding, really breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Yeah, it's Friday.
It is.
Finally.
Right. It's like this week just would never end.
It's the week that never ends.
Yes, it goes on and on, my friends.
Doesn't that just...
Make you feel so good.
Doesn't it?
Makes you feel so warm and fuzzy.
Everybody's like, oh, God, shut up.
Yeah, but see, the problem is, like, it's July now.
I know.
It's July.
We have passed the halfway point.
Already.
2021.
Think about that.
I don't want to.
That's really difficult.
I don't want to.
How did we get there? Obviously, a day's passed and this is what happened, but still.
Oh, the day's gone by. I know, but it's weird. Like, I feel like the older we get, the faster it moves. And
I really do think that's a perspective thing.
It
Honestly.
might
no,
be.
no. So, like, okay. Really? Think about it like this. One of the reasons why children think that everything takes so long is because they don't have any past perspective to look at.
That's true.
They don't have anything to base their judgment on other than what's currently going on.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And the more past that you have, the more time that you have to look at what's going on in the present and realize how fast it's actually moving.
Is that really the case, though?
It's a perspective thing.
No, and I know it's a perspective thing, but is it really because they don't have as much to gain or to gauge?
I think
far
so.
as the past
I really
goes?
do think so because that's why some people even live in the past. They think about I was the football star. That was 15 years ago.
I remember when.
No. I'm sorry. You're how old now? You're 45? You were 18. All right, get over it.
But no, I get that part of it. But I wonder, though, like, seriously, is it that or is it because, I mean, think of what you have to do as a kid.
Not much.
Not much. What do you have to do as an adult?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of responsibility.
Everything.
Yeah, there's a
But I'm
lot of
saying-
minute responsibilities.
And it's because
the
of all-
mundane and everything.
Yeah, it's because of all that, I think. I mean, I'm not saying that the you don't have that gauge that, to gauge it with.
Right.
But at the same time,
Well, think about it. We fall into it where we're like, oh my God, the day is taking forever. We fall into that
yeah,
when we get really bored.
we do. It feels like, oh, this day's never going to end, blah,
It's
blah,
just,
blah.
you're staring at the clock and it's not moving fast enough. You're like, this doesn't happen most of the time. Why?
Yeah. Scratches.
Scratchy.
But yeah, no, I don't know. It's probably a wonderful combination of the two.
Yeah, it's a difference between, focus. Mm-hmm. It's like if we focus on the time and how long things take, et cetera, it feels like it takes longer. But if you just focus on what's in front of you and you do it or whatever, or you have something to focus on, you don't think about time.
That's true. I don't know. I feel like the old adage is the older I'm getting, the worse, the faster time is moving, going.
Yeah.
And I
really do. With that adage specifically, I think that is about our perception.
And it could also be the perception of knowing that
That eventually you're getting
it's
closer
coming
and closer to that
closer.
time.
You're closer to the end than you were at the beginning.
Right.
And so-
It's like, I have the infinite amount of life. And then you're like, wait, no, I don't.
No, I don't.
I have a finite amount of life, and I don't know exactly when that date is, but
It's very fun.
somewhere in this range, and I'm getting closer to it, and this is scary. And that's...
I don't like it.
It's not cool.
I don't like it at all.
But yeah. So I think that does have a point to it.
It might. I don't know.
It's fine.
It's time.
Time again.
Time is relevant.
Yeah, it is. It is relevant, but it's not so relevant to somebody who's, I don't know, sentenced to prison for 280 years.
I'm sentenced for what now?
Sentenced to prison for 280 years.
Really?
one of the places that you can't, just kill somebody
Yeah.
you can't execute them
Yeah.
for doing terrible, horrible things.
Yeah, you can't do that.
A California judge has sentenced a California man.
I like how you worded that, and I'm not sure why, but I do.
To more than 280 years in prison
Okay.
after he was convicted on 52 counts related to sexual abuse of children.
Good Lord.
Yes, including video surveillance of dozens of children without their knowledge.
What a dirtbag.
The 49-year-old was convicted of abusing at least 4 young girls between the ages of 1 and 13 from 2008 to 2016. According to the San Luis Obispo Tribune. Oh my gosh.
Try that. You want to do that again?
No, I don't.
Sure?
Nope.
That was pretty funny, I thought.
Not doing it again after having waived his right to a jury trial.
Well, that's a lot of counts for stuff.
Yeah, it's a lot of counts for a lot of stuff, specifically heinous things done to children. And I'm sorry, but we were talking about this off air just a hair, He's 49.
Yeah.
He has a maximum of 60 years if he's lucky?
That's very lucky.
That's really lucky?
Well, no, because that would put him at 110.
Yeah, really lucky.
The odds of living to 110 in jail? In jail.
Oh, in jail. Yeah, no, that's not happening.
In jail. And as a convicted sex offender, pedophile.
Rapist. Yeah.
No.
Not going to happen.
No.
But if he was that lucky,
If only he were.
if he was that lucky,
We use that term loosely. It's not luck.
he'd only spend 60 years of that 280 years, and we'd still have to pay for his existence.
Yeah, I've never gotten that.
If you don't want this person to be in existence, don't let them be in existence anymore.
That's what I was gonna say. Like
That's what the law is for.
I've never understood that.
I don't want you in society. You're never going to be reformed, and
But I don't want to kill you.
I don't want to kill you because that's bad on my conscience.
No.
No, he did horrible things.
You're paying to keep a man alive.
We're literally paying to keep a child rapist alive.
I've never understood it. If you're going to be in jail for anything past, what a normal human being's life expectancy is, just get the death penalty and be done with it.
Just tell him, look, you've got 10 years.
You got tenure.
Tenure. You have tenure
Mm-hmm.
to get right with God. And then we're done.
And after that,
We're done with this.
the end shall be nigh.
There is no, you waived your right to trial
Yeah.
by your peers.
Yeah.
So you waived that right. You
did.
didn't have, no attorney, no nothing. You wanted to, a whole deal.
Uh-huh.
So you have nothing to go off of. There is no appeals process. Nothing going to happen here. Okay. So, you've got 10 years. I'm going to give you 10 years to get your life, to get your soul.
If that's what you want to do.
If that's what you want to do.
You got 10 years
You
to
got 10 years
do
to get
whatever.
your soul together.
Mm-hmm.
If you make it that long. Because I'm also putting you in Gen Pop.
That would be.
And if you survive Gen Pop for 10 years, you won't after that anyway. So have fun and enjoy yourself or whatever you're going to do.
Whatever happens, I don't know.
Just know that we have full lockdowns on all the internets in the jail.
Yeah, you're not looking at any pictures of anything online, sir. Sorry.
And I say 10 years, and 10 years is really too long for me.
It is a long
It
time.
really is. Honestly, I'd go a maximum of a year, for real.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go a maximum of a year. Say, if you get the death sentence, you have a year.
Be like Singapore.
You've got a year.
Yeah, I'm saying Singapore's like that. They move real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick.
Quick, fast, and a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And that's only because
not.
there is the possibility that, you were wrongfully accused.
I'm sorry, it wasn't Singapore, it was Australia. But
Australia.
anyway.
But there is the possibility that you're wrongfully accused.
I understand you got to have time. You need to have time for
And
it.
you want to immediately get a lawyer and do the whole thing because you can at that point in jail.
Yeah, but
You can
once
get-
the avenue has been exhausted.
right, and it shouldn't take more than a year,
Well, but you know as well as I do, it does.
but it
Because of
shouldn't.
but it shouldn't. But that is not necessarily.
No, I'm not talking about, no, there are no extensions. There are no add-ons. There is nothing. You got a year, and in that year, if you cannot find a way to get your name cleared, you're done.
Yeah, but if all right, but it's. I can't believe I'm going to bat for this. It's a little bit unfair on that end because
What, do you want 5 years?
I would say you'd have to give it some time because one, the bureaucracy's never going to move that fast.
Oh, yeah.
Never.
Okay. All right.
And then two,
I'm
you're
saying what I would want the most. Like,
Oh, no.
Honestly, what I want
In a
is
perfect
like,
world?
In a perfect world, you're convicted, and the next day.
in a perfect world, you wouldn't have done it in the first place.
Right, but I'm saying,
So
in the world that we have that isn't perfect, but as close as we can get to it,
yeah.
if he's convicted the next day, it's just, or like that hour is,
No, and
have your final meal and at nightfall, you're toomp.
Yeah.
done.
No, I
You
got you. I got you. It's so stupid to me. Let's give him 280 years. Why? Because it looks good on paper.
But yeah, that's what it is. It just looks good on paper. We're going to be super strict with this guy. We're going to hit him with every count, 52 counts, and each count is going to be like 10 years. Yeah.
What I
520 years.
What I wish, and I know it's not likely,
Right.
but how, I don't know what the word is. I almost said fantastic. I don't know if
It's
fantastic
not, probably
the
not
word.
that word. That's probably not the word.
Funny, I don't know.
What are you trying to describe?
If for some weird
Uh-huh.
reason
Okay.
the guy convicted of the 280 years
Yeah.
lives through the 280 years.
If he's released.
Well, after 280 years, he has to be released.
No, okay. So
But that's what I'm saying.
Here's the other thing. What are we doing? Why is it 280 years? Is he going to go through the Demolition Man sequence?
We're going to drip you into cryostasis, sir.
You're going to be in cryostasis for 280 years.
We're going to put you in the back of the freezer with Walt Disney.
Yeah, exactly. Only his head, though.
Yeah, which that's made,
Only his head.
that made sense.
Because we needed to freeze his brain just in case we wanted to pull information from it one day.
I don't know if you want to pull that kind of information.
I don't know either. It's Walt Disney, so.
He was not a very nice man in a lot of instances.
Yeah.
I don't know. Don't if you're not going to expect the person to actually give them a chance, if you're not going to actually lock them away and there have a way for them to survive for that time frame, just sit there and give them that is just
Okay.
stupid.
All right, so a couple things brought up. One, John Doherty, you'll need the 3 seashells.
Yeah, I know.
I know you still don't know how to use those. And Paige over there on the Facebooks saying that it's because of God, thou shalt not kill. Pretty short. No, it is thou shalt not murder.
Yeah, it's
Killing
murder.
on behalf of the government because of a law.
And
Killing on behalf of a law where it is an execution required by law is not murder. It is not something that goes against your soul. Just like being in the military, technically,
defending the nation.
if
and
you are
whatever,
defending
if you go to war.
if you are doing the work of your governing body, it is not your action at that time. You are a tool, and that is how it is described.
Well, there's a lot of tools in the military. No,
I know, Paige. I know you know that because we've gone over this multiple times, and you knew it before we even talked about it. But it's just the idea that since you brought it up, I need to make sure we clarify.
Yeah, and then, again, it goes back to the point of if you're going to kill somebody. I mean, if you're when you get killed,
Right.
you stop living.
Yes.
Now, we can argue that it all entails obviously not breathing,
Right.
your heart not beating, et
Yes.
cetera, et cetera.
Correct.
But let's be honest, living, you're not living if you're behind bars.
You're also not living if you're
Even
in
if
a
they do
cryo
have
chamber.
Even if they have it cushy.
Right.
Like you're not really living.
It's also not living in a cryo chamber.
No, it's not.
That's not cushy either.
No, it's not. It's a little bit cold.
It's solid.
No, I don't understand like why. And again, aside
bit
from
stiff.
being in paper, shut up. being just to look good on paper for future generations. Like, what does it matter? Like, the guy's never going to actually make it. Why not just say,
Save
all right,
life.
well, you're in there until you die, sir. And at that point, if you're going to leave a person behind bars where they get 3 meals and it's going to be regimented and da-da-da-da,
3 hots and a cot.
why then don't you just take them out? If they're never going to enter back into society again, what's the point?
Are you using it as slave labor at that point? Because if not, then that's a waste.
Then it's a waste. That's my point. We're paying to keep them alive, but they're never allowed to come back into society again.
And I say slave labor,
So-
and I say that because that is what technically
That's what
it
an
is.
indentured servant is.
It's an indentured servitude, and when you're in jail, that's indentured servitude because of your actions.
Yeah, my humble opinion, the longer that if you keep somebody on, even doesn't have to be death row, you keep them in prison for life.
Then they have to be doing something.
Well, I agree with that too. No, I was going to say, when you keep them in there for life, they've obviously done something bad enough that they can't be back in society again.
Yes.
So they've done whatever that thing was. That's how bad they've harmed society. And
Yes.
now you're making society pay again. Society's losing something else again as we pay to keep this person alive.
Right.
It's kind of twice. They
Right.
they get to do 2 things wrong, and we suffer
We get to
twice.
suffer. It's the same idea that San Jose
Oh, with the gun, exactly.
with the gun tax.
Tax, yeah.
The gun fee for legal gun owners. It's hey, there's people doing illegal stuff with guns. You get to pay for it. Don't you
Yay!
love that?
Aren't you happy?
Isn't that great?
Adam W. Johnson over on Twitter. Nothing good ever starts with the phrase "a California judge" or "a California federal court."
You're right.
That's absolutely
You are
true.
correct. I mean, this is not. Well, okay, it's not a terrible thing because the judge technically did the right thing.
Oh no, he absolutely did. But I'm talking about a much, because he did what he was able to do.
He did what he was supposed to do.
I'm talking about a much deeper thing, past his level.
Yeah,
like
this is
why
well
is the
beyond
law even say, hey, let's go to that point?
Yeah.
Because
It's like you can't. He obviously is not going to live that long.
he's obviously not going to live that long. So therefore, he's not going to fully pay his debt to society.
If it's 280 years, he will never pay it off.
No. So it's dumb.
Are we going to then throw his nephew, because he obviously doesn't have offspring, throw his nephew in there to
Well, and
to
obviously
add the
not.
time?
But that's why I said then you make. This is where I think the whole punishment fitting the crime thing fits into place. Mm-hmm. If you're going to be put away for the rest of your life,
right.
then it just needs to say for the rest of your life. Because at least that way, when he dies, that means it's paid in full. It's done.
Because technically it is not. So any government that issues something that's beyond a single lifespan technically means that thing will never be paid off until the generation after it finished the payment.
Yes, even though it's a guy in
Technically,
jail,
right? Even though it's a guy in jail,
It-
technically, because he cannot
there's
pay
a
it
deficit,
off,
yeah.
there is a deficit that is owed to
Yep.
society, and that is paid by the family.
Because he's locked away and it's maybe forever.
It's
but
literally where it instates the idea that the sins of the father get paid upon the son.
except for they don't. I mean,
Right? And I mean, obviously it doesn't, but it
No, I
puts
get what
into the idea that he could actually be alive for 280 years, which is stupid.
if a guy can stay alive for 280 years in jail, then I'm doing it wrong.
Obviously.
Obviously. Well, speaking of,
Well, do you want to go here, or do you
well, I
want to
might as well go with that.
Okay,
this
sure.
because it's already part of it.
Yeah.
The speaking of
Yeah.
the reason why they're probably not going to kill people and blah, 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 blah.
yeah,
The Biden
yeah.
administration's Department of Justice on Thursday ordered a stop to scheduling of further federal executions, reversing a Trump administration policy. Attorney General Merrick Garland issued the memorandum declaring a moratorium on federal executions while the DOJ reviews its policies and procedures. That is the stupidest excuse.
So
we need
is-
to review our policies and procedures.
Is the attorney general elected?
No.
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 He's
Well,
not.
well,
no,
well,
is he elected
hold on.
or appointed? Attorney General
I was
of
going
the
to say,
DOJ.
you have to be careful because appointed is technically still elected. It's just,
no,
are
no.
you talking by a democratic
elected
process?
by the people?
No, no,
Okay,
no,
so the Attorney General of the Department of Justice is not elected by the people in a vote. Nope. Instead, he's appointed to the office by the president.
Yeah, and depending on the type of job he does or the type of president that's in office, he could hold that sucker forever.
So here's the
No matter what he does.
And Merrick Garland, he's been in the system forever.
Yeah, they all have.
Yeah, but this one in particular, like he's been in the DOJ forever. He was in the DOJ in the last administration, the previous administration before that. Like we
I heard he walked Nixon's dog.
probably did.
That's not true. I don't know.
Probably true. Walked his dog, the whole ordeal. He got
Better clean up that poop. I know.
But no, really. Okay.
Oh my God.
What I'm trying to get at here in this case is if you aren't elected into office, then you don't and you shouldn't have the power to change the law.
Yeah, you should be
Especially something this direct.
doing what you're told to do, not telling other people what to do.
Right, yeah. This is like, okay, federal executions have to be stayed from the DOJ for what reason? Oh, because we need to review the policies and procedures.
You know that's a cockamamie answer, by the way.
And it's a no. It's a no. It's just a straight up no.
We have to review the policies and procedures before we can kill anybody again. Has nothing to do with the fact that Donald Trump, the previous administration, did it, and nobody in this administration cares for it. We're trying to cancel everything that Trump did.
I don't remember.
Has nothing to do with that. We have to review the book.
After he initiated that, did anybody actually get executed?
I
Federally?
think there was. I feel, and I could be wrong, but I think there was. I think there was a dude down in Texas. I think.
Federal.
I think.
Okay.
I
I
think.
don't remember.
I
But
don't either.
even still, like it really didn't impact anything much. It was just it's a cop out.
It was.
It's a cop out.
Yeah.
It's pandering.
Yeah. Basically,
That's what it is.
nobody's
Because
actually using it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Why would they want to use it? They've gone so many years and everything else to say that, well, we can't kill these people. We have to reform them.
Because
They're
that's
gotta live.
It's worked so well,
Yeah. Look at our society today.
isn't it? Though.
It's so well. It works so great.
Yep. Quote, the Department of Justice must ensure that everyone in the federal criminal justice system is not only afforded the rights guaranteed by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, but is also treated fairly and humanely. That obligation has special force in capital cases.
You know, you
Quote.
can execute somebody humanely.
You can. Now, oddly enough, I was thinking about that on the way in.
Really?
About you know how the humane way nowadays, like you can't
What's actually humane in today's society?
the lethal injection because you go to sleep first. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
That's it. I don't understand. I understand like the reason why they say like they don't want to do the electric chair because it could cause issues.
Yeah, well, okay.
This is 2021. I'm pretty sure we have that technology nailed down. Call me crazy.
You know the funny
Why can't we bring back like?
did we ever go over the history of the electric chair?
No, we need to do that. We need to do that.
Like that
'Cause
is
that was a good one.
that was crazy.
Yeah.
The politics involved with the electric chair.
I know. Edison's such a douche.
He is an ass.
such a douche.
Oh my god.
Did you ever? I know you've seen it. The video.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah, the
elephant?
whole yeah.
Oh,
What an ass.
a jackass.
Edison was not a genius. He was an entrepreneur.
He was
and
a wealthy man who took advantage of
He was
other
a
people.
wealthy man, and he knew how to take advantage of other people's intellect.
No, the genius arguably was Tesla.
It wasn't. That's not even arguable.
Well, I say arguably because
Like he actually he
come up with a lot of great. I mean, he come up with a lot of stuff.
A lot of his stuff. The reason why we have Wi-Fi technology
Is because of
today
him, I
is
know.
because of him and the
I know.
ideas that he pushed out.
I know, but if you look at like a lot of his life, he kind of
Yeah, he
wasn't
was
all there.
No, it's not that.
I mean,
it's that he was the genius level manic depressive.
I guess.
He really was.
I mean,
but that's because of his upbringing.
when no
I'm
one,
sorry.
no one else could be at his level.
No, his upbringing. Like he had a very sad past and everything.
Oh, I know. I just It's just so stupid.
I know.
The whole thing is stupid. Just go back to public hangings. That's my 2 cents.
yeah.
Public hangings and make it a pay-per-view.
Right.
That way everybody can kind of go, oh, crap.
You don't have to be there to smell it.
Oh, that would be nice.
Well, that was a pretty dark half.
Routinely surprised the condemned with a false green mile walk, strap into the chair, and say, April Fools. Just think how surprised he'll be when the real execution. Yes.
Oh, that's not right.
That's fantastic.
That's not right. That's not right at all. You aren't right.
That's a good question. I don't know, Johnson. How are leftist states with no death penalty going to threaten people that deserve death penalty if the feds won't do it either? It's a
good point. It's a good point.
If you don't do what's right, we're gonna take your internet away.
We're gonna stop sending masseuses to the jail.
No more PS5 for you.
You'll only get 3 meals. No snacks.
You have to drink water.
And not even the Mio stuff. You can't even use that.
Nope.
No Mio for you.
No Mio.
Not even going to give you the individual Kool-Aid packets. You're just going to get straight water.
It's going to be well water, too, not the Dasani bullshit.
We're going to dig a well just so you can have only well water.
You're not getting Fuji. Or what is it, the smart water?
Deer Park my ass.
No, it'll be a deer park. Make sure the deer pee in it.
Pee in it, yeah. That's it's the place where deers park. You know?
This is Defenders Live.
Oh.
I'm assuming he's talking about all of us.
Maybe.
There.
I don't know. What is that?
But-
what is that?
I don't. Well, we'll have to go into it later.
I think that
I believe that somebody who doesn't know what the hell they're talking about and plays video games and photography, is trying to.
But that's from 2 days ago.
Yeah, but it's still call us names.
Really?
Yeah.
That's from like 2 days ago.
Well, that post was the response was 3 hours ago, and I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I'm thinking it's the all of the above tagged based off of what I'm reading. It doesn't make sense. That's the only thing I could think of.
How is that terrorism? Isn't
it
that talking about Canada?
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't think what he put there is it. I think what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, the guy. Yeah,
is
the other person down below.
And all the people
Well,
tagged
it
in.
doesn't matter. He doesn't listen anyway.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It would be funny.
Huh.
If it wasn't, I mean, if he hadn't sat there and accused that, my next response would have been something like, I know where you live.
We should put that anyway.
I should,
You
but
should put that down anyway.
yeah, but then somebody's going to show up to your house and then be
No,
like,
no, yeah. Well, because they'd have
Offensive.
find my IP address.
Exactly.
And like, oh, no, that was him. It wasn't me.
Sure it was.
No, really, it was that guy.
No, sure it was.
He has it on his phone. Look at
I don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
It was from his computer.
I
You
have
can
access to see the same thing.
look at his keystrokes.
Look at how many people were tagged in it.
right.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying. Adam W. Johnson over on the Twitters. How would leftist states with no death penalty going to threaten people who deserve the death penalty if the feds won't do it either?
Yeah.
The feds are the only ones that are going to make us do what we're supposed to do.
Oblivion flickering over on Twitter. I say make condemning killers drink fish tank cleaner until their eyes pop out. They will be beautiful executions and highly popular on pay-per-view. Huge ratings. Huge. That was
Huge.
a quote from Donald Trump.
Yeah. Huge.
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 Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 la, la. We're done with that.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, I was like, why are you still scrolling on
Sorry,
it?
my
It's
finger
done.
it was going down and up and down and up and down. So,
You want to do that one?
we can just start there.
Okay.
We can start on this one.
Okay.
That'd be
You're
good.
really excited about this one.
Well, it's only because of the irony.
It does.
It's the irony. So in Florida,
Shocking.
right, there was a man. He was decidedly diving. He was diving.
Hold on. Before you go further. So there was in Florida, there was a man.
There was a
can
man.
we call him a Florida man?
He was a Florida man.
Okay.
There was a Florida man
Haha, okay.
who wanted to dive for prehistoric shark's teeth
Okay.
in Florida,
Okay.
not off the coast.
Well, okay. I mean, I guess everybody's got to have a hobby, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you're sighing. Why are you sighing?
Because ironically, he encountered a different set of teeth on his head.
He should have a. Well, I know it's Florida, so he may not have all of his teeth, but
Mm-hmm. No, not that.
it's supposed to be guessed that he would have
Right.
teeth in his head just
No,
because he's from
no.
Florida. We shouldn't disparage him.
Nope, no.
It's not his teeth.
Nope.
Something else's teeth
Yeah, something else's.
on his head.
Yeah, on his head.
A dinosaur.
It's close.
It's very.
It's very close.
It's the only thing in Florida.
Very close. Florida guy. He got bit by an alligator on his head.
So he got more than he bargained for because oddly
Right.
enough he was looking
For teeth.
for prehistoric teeth and
Yes.
alligators are
Technically prehistoric.
dinosaurs. So he found them.
Right.
So his mission was a success.
Except for he was looking for shark teeth.
oh,
A little bit different.
okay. No, I
A little
got
bit different. Okay. Kind of there, but not quite. Yeah, the 6-foot alligator.
6 foot.
6-foot alligator
Holy cow.
clamped onto his head and then went into a roll.
Holy cow.
He survived. And his GoPro caught the spin.
Oh no.
I'm not even going to show it. Look. They have like the little, they've got the interview with him, and he's got like a completely shaved head all the way up through here.
Yeah, for where they had to do stitches and jump.
And literally it's like patchwork skin all over that area.
Can you imagine what his skull looks like when he dies?
Oh gosh, it's not going to be about patchwork skin, just about like that. And so, I mean, other than that, he's fine. Like the scarring is only on like the side of his face, side of his head, and
So
up, like from like his ear back and up.
Okay.
So somehow the alligator missed his face.
So it just caught the back of his head, basically.
Yeah, it literally just went right here.
Okay.
And so like the top of his head was like ripped off, and the side.
Cool.
And he went into a roll. Well,
That's the part. Hold on. Before you go further, that's the part that shocks me that he still survived, is because it has a hold of his head. Alligators are strong, especially in the water.
his neck should have snapped.
That's what I was just going to say.
Just with the resistance of water against the rest of his body, his neck should have snapped.
Yeah, well, I mean, the water might have been a cushion, but still, like you would think with the
Yeah.
jerking and the spinning around, like it should have popped that neck. He may not need to go chiropractor now.
Ever.
It's-
They probably can't.
It's
They
done.
can't. They can't do anything about it anymore.
He's like, my head hurts, but by God, my back is
Perfect. It's so good.
Anyway,
It's like the first time.
it's like a newborn baby.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, so his GoPro caught the thing, the whole thing. It didn't catch it because his GoPro was here.
You know what he's going to do with that?
His GoPro was like here.
like a body cam.
Yeah, it was a body cam. And so his GoPro was there, and it caught from it, like he was in the water, and then literally like you see bubbles everywhere, and then like sunlight, bubbles everywhere, and sunlight, bubbles and sunlight, and then it like slowly floats down to the bottom, and everything just like red everywhere. It's like, oh god,
It's like the perfect horror movie.
yeah. It's the horror movie scene. It's
That's
yeah.
great. I mean, it sucks for him.
Oh
but
yeah, right.
You know what this guy's going to do?
He's got a great story now.
Oh no, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say. This dude is going to save that footage, and when he's in like his 70s, come here, kids. You want to see the time I got bit by an alligator? You see the scars right here. Here's the video. You watch.
I don't see the alligator at all. It's just a bunch of water. Yeah, but see the blood?
And look at the blood right there. Look at the scars.
It's the
That's
same.
fantastic.
Yeah, so that happened. It's good times.
I mean, good thing he survived.
He survived, and that's all that. He had a fractured skull and 34 staples.
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 I've
To
never
staple his skin back on.
Okay, I'm not a medical fan,
He
even though
did the Frankenstein.
he did. Even though, like, I've always like there was a stretch when I was a kid, I thought I wanted to be a doctor.
Uh-huh.
I never wanted to be a surgeon.
Right.
What the hell are the staples for?
So,
Couldn't they just? Is it just one of those things where it's easier than stitches?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just it's a type of staple. It's not like it's not a swing line that just it's a medical stitcher, and so it's actually got like it looks different. It kind of looks like
So they're not metal staples in your head, or in his case, in his head. It's I don't know.
no, they're metal.
Are they?
Yeah, in some cases they are. Yeah.
I've never had staples. I've only had stitches like a couple times.
Yeah. So
Usually everything.
it looks like it actually
Everything else is just scarred real
Technically,
bad.
it looks like a more safety focused staple gun, like the ones that you.
Yeah.
It looks like a more safety focused version where it's like all plastic and stuff. So instead of the
it's more precise because you don't want to have that extra bump on your
you don't need
hurt
that extra
head
clunk.
or whatever.
Right.
Because they only use staples. Well, I was gonna say they only use it on the head that I know of, but I guess
You can use it on the leg and the head and everything else. But the head is a lot better because you can staple straight into the bone, I guess. But anyway.
that's what I was getting ready to ask. Like,
Probably, yeah.
It doesn't fold the ends; it goes straight into the skull. Oh, good. Yeah, that wouldn't be weird at all. Okay,
Not at all, right?
I'm just curious.
No problems, right?
I've never, like I said, the few times I've ever gone to get stitches or had stitches done, it was bad enough that it need them, and the other times that it was just as bad.
Just think
and
about
I didn't go.
later when
I have
he has
awesome.
to get the staples out.
See, I know,
Like you have to go get the staples out, and it's just like two little punctures on each side of the.
and that's what I'm saying. Like for me, it's a weirder thing because I remember, like I used to pull out my own stitches. The couple times I got them done,
Yeah, but that's because you technically are allowed to do that.
but
if
that
you're-
weird feeling,
of it, like
yeah, like it's already. It makes my
they have the dissolvable ones now, which are really cool.
yeah. I never had those. All of mine were like, 40-pound test line from a fishing pole. Gigantic thing, and you pull it
Huge
through.
hook.
You're almost damaging yourself as you pull it out when it's done. You look at your hand or whatever is stitched, and you go, I know I'm supposed to remember something. But anyway, I don't know.
I don't know.
We're going to have a talk about that with him later.
Yeah, I know because that's
Matter of fact.
yeah. You go ahead.
But anyway, so
So-
prehistoric teeth, he found it all.
Yeah, he went for the prehistoric shark teeth. Instead, he found the not so prehistoric but still related alligator mouth.
Well, at least he survived. Again, that's wow.
Yeah.
Anyway, what's next on the agendas?
Well,
This story to me is just laden with irony.
no.
It is.
You don't say. So yeah, if you're a California resident, the California Consumer Privacy Act, the CCPA, gives you the right to opt out of sales.
Okay. What?
Wait a second. Hold on. Is this just an ad? Is this an ad for a second? Hold on. That's an ad. I hate those things. Like when you're trying to do a thing and you
I
try
was
to pull
like,
up a
wait
story.
a second. That doesn't
No,
sound
that
quite
hasn't
right.
in there. No. A Florida man has been accused. Thank you. You know when that happens? I hate it when that happens. I do the read-only versions of every story.
Yeah, so it's
I don't have to
cleaner.
deal with all the crap, like the
doesn't-
videos
yeah.
popping up and the pop-ups everywhere.
It doesn't take away it doesn't use as much CPU power.
Sometimes it decides to pull like the commercial from it
Yeah, and throw it up there instead.
instead of actually throwing up the article. Sorry about that, guys.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Florida man.
Florida man accused of using fake IDs and a shell company to fraudulently apply for the COVID relief funds has now confessed to stealing more than $24 million with said scam.
Wow.
Federal prosecutors announced on Tuesday that Hassan Hakim Brown,
Wait. So okay, first off, I
Yeah.
have to admit, every time I hear the word Hassan, all I think of is Looney Tunes. Exactly.
I think of Hassan Chop
Exactly. But then you have Hassan Hakim
Brown.
Okay. No, keep going.
You good?
Okay.
Are you
Yeah.
fine? Is it all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right. Yeah, he pled guilty to one count of conspiring to commit bank fraud.
Okay.
Back in 2017, Brown and his conspirators, Kevin Curtin, Jean Renaud Flurider,
Hashtag nailed it. Hashtag like a native.
and Raul Mauricio Gonzalez
Okay.
created fake identities, bank accounts, and companies using personal and financial information of real people, which fabricated information included there, including made-up names and birthdays.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
Huh?
And so they use this, I'm assuming, to bilk money to
Yes.
fraudulently acquire
Yes.
fundages.
That's what they did. Yeah. They were able to
Currencies.
use the phony information to successfully steal from a Texas bank and then again to apply for the billions of dollars available for small businesses under the coronavirus relief aid and economic security stuff during the onset of the pandemic. This from the Sun Sentinel.
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
How come these guys are getting in trouble, but the federal government doesn't get any?
Doesn't get in trouble for giving it to them?
No, doesn't get in trouble for stealing money fraudulently from us.
Oh, because it's the federal government. Why are they going to get in trouble for it?
Well, if we can get in trouble for it, they should get in trouble for it too.
But they're a giant entity and we're just one person.
Doesn't matter.
So that's how it is. They received $24 million from all of these places and locations and the COVIDs and all the rest of it. The group of suspects then paid the money to companies registered to them, as well as companies registered to the fake identities they created, federal prosecutors said. Brown's sentencing is slated for the end of September, and he's facing up to 30 years behind bars. The other three men have also been charged, according to the federal prosecutors. So he got greedy.
Well, they usually do. That's usually what causes it to begin with.
He saw a
and
really good chance.
Yeah, and eventually it's one of those you just ride it until it dies, and
Apparently, he
You
rode
got-
a little too long.
he got caught, and here we are.
That thing was already necrotic. just saying.
I
Just
feel like there's a D&D joke I need to be throwing in here right now, but I'm not going to.
you know,
Okay.
so this is almost not a story, but it is funny to me.
You're gonna have to explain why it's funny, because I don't even understand why it's in the news.
You don't know why the news is even putting it out there.
It must be a very slow time in
Could have been in
Florida.
Florida. Yeah, I didn't find a lot of Florida stories that were actually
Funny
funny.
or good?
Yeah, most
Yeah.
of them were like Florida pedophile this and Florida.
Oh,
Drug,
really? That's
yeah,
depressing.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
Okay. So
I was trying to I was trying to get away from the violence and the drugs and all the rest of it, and I just wanted to do some funny stories from Florida.
I got you. No, I understand that. This is a story directly from WFLA
Yeah,
coming
Florida, yeah.
from Florida. This is local news in Florida. Was that Poinciana?
Yep.
Actually, is the actual location. Poinciana, Florida. In the midst of a trash trend, Deputies have arrested 2 people for illegally dumping. You want to know what they dumped?
I hope they took toilet paper. That's all I'm saying.
Eduard Rodriguez Rodriguez, Lazy Boy. Lay Boy. I'm sorry.
La boy.
Lay Boy. Who operates a commercial concrete truck, admitted to deputies that he dumped 3,700 pounds of fresh concrete in the Lake Marion Creek Drive area of Poinciana because he was, quote, was trying to save time by avoiding the trip to the landfill.
So he just poured concrete everywhere.
Yeah.
Just everywhere.
Yeah. This is why I'm saying it must be very slow.
It's very slow.
In Florida because this is news.
Well,
In a similar incident, Jorge Rodriguez of Haines City dumped 3 massive tree stumps in the same area.
okay, so this area of Florida.
I'm going to tell you now what they've done. These guys should not be getting in trouble. They're building a park. That's what it is.
Yeah.
They're building a park. The tree stump,
The concrete.
the concrete.
Yeah.
They're building a park.
Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you?
Quote, first and foremost, it's against the law. Second of all, how is somebody supposed to deal with this once it's dumped here? That according to Sheriff Grady Judd. Now, I don't know this particular location or anything about it. However, based off the pictures, it's not exactly a place that is frequented by people.
Right. It has some paths.
Yeah. There's more concrete dumped on the side of the road where it was dumped than there is on the road. Yeah.
Like he could have just traveled down the road and dumped it and made the road better.
What he should have done.
He really should have done that. Like had a second guy behind him, just like pushing it side to side as he walked.
No, I got you better. If it would have been me, I'd have gone up and down one of those roads and I would, go about 500 feet or whatever, and I would stop and hopefully have a buddy with me, and he would get out and we'd drop the thing back and we would release it and just start making speed bumps up and down the road. Just keep going
For absolutely no reason. Just
no reason
speed
whatsoever.
bumps all over the place.
It is not commissioned by the city. We're doing y'all a favor. You're welcome. That's what I would do, just to be a jerk.
Every 500 feet, another
Yeah,
speed
because if
bump.
you're gonna go, think about this. This guy's in trouble.
Yeah, for dumping.
No, obviously
for
it's
dumping,
probably
for dumping in the wrong place.
Yeah, it's probably a misdemeanor kind of a thing.
It
It's
is.
not a big deal.
3,700 pounds.
Well,
that's a lot.
They may turn it into a felony, but I digress. The point of it is it's going to be a slap on the wrist. It's going to be, some kind of a fine or whatever. He's going to have to pay for cleanup or whatever. But if you're going to have to go through all that, you might as well be able to go have a really good story, not just I'm just too lazy to go to the dump. I just wanted to save time and just dump this stuff here.
Right. I made speed bumps.
I made speed bumps. You're welcome. I've created something. What have you done today, officer? No.
I spent my time creating these.
Yeah.
But then you would have had enough time to go to the dump and dump it, and that would have been fine. But why would you dump concrete anyway?
Well, because they always...
No. Okay. It's a construction material, right?
It is.
Why would you take it to the dump if it's a construction material that, one, has not been utilized?
If it's in the truck, it's already wet.
Yeah, it's already mixed.
Means you can't use it once it dries.
I understand that, but if it's not dry yet,
No, and I got that. But if you
is there not a place that they can use it somewhere?
no, that's not how it works. Because the contracted company is gonna say, okay,
then they overfilled.
Well, of course, that's what they always do.
Why?
To make sure it's better to have more than enough than not enough.
So why instead of taking it? So he said to the dump. Okay, he's going to take it to the dump. Why wasn't he taking it to the place where they take rocks and make them into smaller rocks and then pebbles?
Because
Why didn't he take it to the concrete refinery?
I don't know.
Because that's where it needs to go.
No, I would agree. That's called recycling.
Right, because then they could just let it harden and then ground it up again.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand it at all. I just he had the extra and he didn't want to go over there and dump it, so. And I would argue that it's concrete and tree stumps. Now I understand they're not pretty and it kind of messes things up. But this guy who lives there turns around and goes, why is this being dumped in this neighborhood? This is not a landfill. If it was piles of trash, all right, fine. You could complain. But it's concrete and tree stumps, dude. Calm down.
Paved paradise.
And put in a tree stump.
And a parking lot.
Take them tree stumps, you drag it in the backyard, you douse it in gasoline, you have a bonfire.
That's right.
That was a nice tree stump.
It was a really good one.
I don't know.
Like multi-line.
Anyway, I don't know why this is a story.
Yeah.
My only assumption is that Florida, especially in the Poinciana area,
had a very slow day.
is very, very slow.
And that could be. It could very well be.
Because like I said, I don't know the based off the pictures like
He
that.
didn't even pour it very well.
Well, he's not going for pretty,
Well, he should have at least connected the pieces, made it look like it was part of it.
but that took too much time. Again, he's trying to save time. That's why he dumped it there in the first place instead of going to the proper place to dump it. If he wanted to spend the time to do it clean and neat, he would just take it to the landfill or to the dump or wherever, the recycling plant, whatever. I don't know, wherever you go.
I don't know how this works.
I don't either.
I don't know how.
I've never been a concrete.
I've never poured concrete.
truck.
I don't know how this works. I want to know.
I mean, I know how concrete works. I know how.
Yeah, I know
I've
how
done all
concrete
that.
works,
I've never done it on
from a truck.
from a massive scale like that.
Yeah. I've never taken a concrete truck.
I mean, I know how they do that.
Yeah, I do too. I'm saying I don't know how like they recycle it and how all
that
done.
part. Yeah, no, I
Like,
don't either.
why would you take it to there?
I don't know. But again, but you could then argue, why don't people recycle plastic bottles? Or why is it that, people, why do you go through the rigmarole and complaining to people about the city water not being good? I'll handle it when we get done if you want to.
Okay, that's fine.
Why do people complain about, making sure the city water is perfect and fine and and then you still go and buy bottled water? Like, why? I understand everybody argues and says, well, it's convenience. No, you're just so damn lazy that you won't go fill up a bottle in the sink.
Right.
Like,
Or you just don't trust it.
yeah, well, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you could also put your own filter on there.
That's right, but you're too lazy.
Yeah, I'd rather have a filter on there than keep buying bottles of water.
Oh yeah, and well, see, technically, I don't buy bottles of water. I have.
Well, yours
I
is
refill.
different. Yeah, yours is different.
Yeah, because we live in Henderson, and because of the place that we live, I don't trust the water here.
Yeah. I
And-
mean, it's not bad. It's not, but it's,
It's not the best stuff to be drinking all the time.
yeah, I like
You
my
know what I
well.
mean?
I like my well.
Your well water's a lot better than what I've got.
That's what I got in my thingy over there.
The well water.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so every now and again, it might be okay to have a little bit of it or whatever. Like, hey, we got a day, whatever. But still,
Yeah, I know.
Oblivion
Flickering over on Twitter. Officer, I didn't dump the concrete. I was building a monument to George Floyd. Yes.
See,
Yes.
there you go.
That
Brand new
was-
monument right there.
It's a hell of a lot cheaper than that stupid thing that went up in Jersey.
I was just going freeform with this, man. It was
I was just letting the art flow.
literally letting everything flow.
Yeah, literally.
All of it was flowing,
That's gross.
flowing down, and that's exactly
That's
what
gross.
it was.
I don't know. Florida just needs to stop.
Yes.
Just stop.
Calm down. Just be quiet.
Don't do-
well,
I'm
I won't say that because then we wouldn't have Florida Man stories.
No, that's true too. But I'm worried about Florida
Why?
because we are coming up on the 4th of July.
Uh-huh.
And that would be is when most people celebrate Independence Day.
That is the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which means there would be a launching of explosive projectors.
Generally speaking, yes.
Yeah, some legal, some not.
Correct. Just like in California.
I wonder how many stories we're gonna have next week.
Oh, buddy.
I'm hoping. I mean, I hope nobody dies, but it would be really funny to have like I don't know, a couple of oopsie explosions. Of course, I say that.
Just some whoopses.
I say that,
and you're going to be the one to get it.
and we're the ones who
Are gonna be
we're
lighting some
having
explosives.
launching fireworks ourselves.
Yeah, we're going to be launching it ourselves. And I mean,
the
we're
4th
not-
of July.
We're not professionals.
No, we're not. I mean, I have done it before. I've done it drunk before. So
Well,
if I
we're-
could do it drunk, I could do it sober.
Yeah, but more than likely you'll get hurt when you're doing it sober.
Nah, well, when I was drunk, I forgot to unwind it when I dropped it in there. So it was still wound up and had a little thing on there.
Yeah.
And I lit it and dropped it. And when I dropped it, I kind of half stumbled to the side and fell.
Oh gosh.
And when I fell, I dropped the thing and it caught the side. So the tube fell over and aimed at me.
And this is one of the reasons why
I don't drink and do.
Yeah. And also, we're also trying to make sure that we protect you guys because
This is why there's no drinks, no alcohol at
no alcohol
this
at the
barbecue.
party. Yeah, we're gonna have sodas, we're gonna have stuff like that, but we're not gonna have alcohol.
And I got my kids there. We got our kids there.
Yeah.
They're going to be kids there. Like this
So
is a family thing.
Yeah, and the other thing is because it's 4th of July, North Carolina is very big on cracking down on problematic driving.
Yeah.
And so,
And I love y'all, but I'm not your babysitter.
and we're not gonna, we don't want you guys to get in trouble with stupid stuff.
Especially if you're from out of state.
Right.
I mean, we'd love to see you again, but not for you to come
Not
down
for
for
that.
a court date.
Not
no.
for that. Okay.
You come down, you have some American Pride Roasters coffee with us, and you hang out. That's the kind of thing
That's
you need
something
to do.
you can do.
You can get your own American Pride Roasters coffee at AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
That's
It's-
AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
It is historically great coffee, guaranteed
Yes.
to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth. Go to our website, doaeshow.com. It's doaeshow.com. Follow us on all the social medias at DOAE Show. Go to mojo50.com.
That is one of the places.
Yeah, for some goofy reason, they keep us on the air. I don't know why. I know part of the reason why is because Ron's been out of town riding his motorcycle.
That has to be it.
So but he just got back in, so we might be in trouble. I don't know.
I don't know. Don't forget to communicate with us, guys, on all the social medias at DOAE Show. It's at DOAE Show. We'll be back in 5.
Cutting it close. I gotta go to the little girl's room.
Get on.
And I'm gonna text him.
Okay. Get on with your bad self. Get down.
Bobby, quit playing in the tool shed. Those dang boys. Which door?
I almost couldn't get out.
Really?
It's just spinning.
Oh, that's because the kids mess with it.
Yeah, fix it.
Okay. Chill.
I almost got locked in there. That wouldn't have been good.
It's gone out the other way.
No, kids are sleeping.
Oh, well. What are we doing over here? Concrete's not hard.
Here, pull up the other.
Go
Go to the other one.
Oh, here.
Right
Oh,
there. No, too high.
there's one of
'Cause I
them.
need that right there.
Okay. Front. Darn. Ba-da-ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. A-do-up.
It'd be something you'd have to do because I
What's
don't have
that?
access.
What's that? Oh.
You have to go into the thing. Oh, okay. Well, then
Yeah. That's all. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. KK. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da.
I'll never bet you. I'll never bet you. I get up when I'm bleeding, barely breathing. I'll never back down.
This is the collision of common sense and comedy. This is Defenders Live.
Thought I was 6 feet under.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I went to the gym today.
Shut up.
After I got off work, I went to the gym. Yeah, and I did.
I dumped trash.
Yeah, good. It's good.
Well, I don't know. You're just
Well,
announcing
I'm mentioning
stuff.
it. I'm mentioning it because I actually listened to No Resolve.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
The whole album?
I just turned on their stuff and I listened to their album while I was working. I was like, yeah, this is really good.
Fantastic.
It was really good. By the way, that's the band who actually makes the song that we use as the opener. That's No Resolve. They're pretty good. Pretty good at what they do. I recommend them.
I would highly. Words are hard.
Yep.
Now I feel like that was not going to get handled. Anyway, you ever come up against something and at the close of it you go, well, that was a complete waste of fucking time. Like there, you know that nothing is going to get.
I mean, I've had those situations.
Nothing is going to pan out. It's going to.
I've had it in the past.
It's not. It's just. Nah, that's what that was.
You think?
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
Well,
I do.
sometimes that does happen, and that's okay. I mean, we'll deal with it. Hey, no worries.
Anyway,
So, remember?
you remember a time?
Yeah. Do you remember?
When we fell in
you remember that Ubax Gadir?
Sounds like a lawnmower. No, I don't.
You don't remember Ubax Guard here?
No. Guardier here.
Guard here.
Guard Heary.
Yeah, that one.
Guardy he.
Guard
Heary. Guard Heary.
Yeah, Guard Heary.
I feel
Ubax.
feel like I'm trying to do an Asian accent or something. Oh, Riri.
Guard Heary.
Free Riri. No, that's what it's. Okay. No,
Okay, no.
she sounds a tad familiar.
Does she?
Enlighten me.
Okay.
Enlighten me.
Well, she was the person that is running. I just can't. I can't. Yeah. She's the director of the Equitable Development Division of Seattle's Office of Planning and Community Development and is running for King County Council
Okay.
in Seattle.
Okay.
Okay. You don't remember this?
I don't. I vaguely do.
She's the same one that we came out with the story about when she was she just started her election campaign.
In the day when
she started her election campaign, and there was supposedly not
Allegedly?
found, there was allegedly a thing that she did in her past that should say that she's not eligible to be part of public office.
Any public office
At all.
especially this particular one she was running for.
Right. Where she basically took over control.
She hijacked.
A school bus.
I remember this.
Yeah.
And the kids were on there, and
Yeah, and she was
called them.
She was insulting them and laughing at them and calling them things, and
Being
also
racist.
saying that you don't know if I've got a bomb or whatever else, and all the rest of this.
I remember.
Yeah, that one. That lady. Well, it turns out that the video that didn't exist does exist.
We.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that got released this week.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
How much do you want to bet she still gets elected? You want the over or under?
I'm not
just
betting.
saying.
I have
Come
made,
on.
it may not be the smartest idea that I've ever done, but I have made the choice to not gamble on things that I don't know is a guarantee.
Yeah, no, I almost would guarantee this one. She's going to get elected anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So she was hit with a felony at the time and then had for kidnapping, and then had to work out a plea deal with prosecutors to bring down the charges to a misdemeanor level.
Yeah, because this is the lady who at the time said she was suffering from PTSD from having given birth to her son,
At the time.
3 years prior.
Right, 3 years ago, yeah.
3 years prior to the incident, yeah.
She said, and I quote, "I'm Muslim, I'm covered, I might have a bomb."
Which is what you want to tell a bunch of kids. Like that's you want to sit here and complain about traumatizing people and being traumatized and having PTSD yourself. What did you do to these children? Like, seriously. It's insane.
It is
And then
incredible.
I was thinking about this as you were kind of recapping the whole situation.
Yeah.
Why would you want to run for office?
Oh, because she wants to change the society. She is a Muslim and she is woke.
I didn't know you could be both.
Well, because she's female, she can.
Oh, okay. You didn't. I forgot that little part.
Yeah, she's a woke female Muslim.
Gotcha. Who obviously is running her mouth here because she damn sure couldn't do and act like that
In any country
In
that is
any-
actually run by a Muslim.
It's run by Muslims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're the only place where she has free enough speech as a female.
It's the only place she could get on a bus.
As a female
As
by
a female
herself.
by herself. Yeah.
Right.
Wow. I'm telling you, I'm still convinced that even with this out, she's going to get the job.
Oh, I'm sure. Even high ground slug over there. The sad thing is King County is a mega woke county and will likely elect the domestic terrorist. That's the thing. She shouldn't.
But this is a different situation. This is not the same as
Right. Sorry, my fault, Adam. That was my fault. I didn't click the button.
We're still there. Just
We're here. You can hear us. We're fine.
you're busy with family anyway.
Yeah, right. You can't deal with it.
No, he was like, because he mentioned that
Yeah,
earlier.
yeah,
that
he's
like
busy
popping
with
in
4
and out.
kids.
I'm like, what are you doing? You can't watch us anyway. You're
Right.
with family.
What does it matter?
Listen, okay. No,
Listen
okay.
to us. That's
what-
fine.
Have fun with the
Yeah,
fans.
yeah, that's fine. We're just messing with you. So, I bring it up just as an update.
Just to kind of
Really, just kind of out
fill
there.
in.
We're just trying to let you know the things that have happened,
the situation.
situation as they come about, when updates.
Yeah.
But it does bring up a good point. She's technically a domestic terrorist.
Yeah, no, I don't understand though why. I get where the protected classes things
Right,
all
yeah,
come
yeah,
into
yeah.
play
Right,
here
yeah.
a lot with her. She's kind
Of course.
she checks at least 2 boxes at one time.
At least, yeah.
So, well, 3 if you get technical.
Woman.
She's a woman,
color
and Muslim.
So
Yeah.
3 at least,
Yeah, she's got 3. I understand the whole protected class thing, but this is what happens when you start showing favoritism and you start isolating and segregating these different groups as being better or special or protected. Because then what happens is when they do something like this, then they're not held accountable.
Because they're protected.
Because we don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. We don't want to look like we're the horrible people who are punishing and doing bad.
Terrible
to this-
people
to this-
punishing the lowly.
Yeah, this poor, dark-skinned Muslim woman. Oh, we don't want that on our rap sheet. We don't want to have
Can't
to deal
have
with it. So
that.
we're going to allow it to happen. Again, and I've said this before. We both have said this before. All this is the same thing as when you let your kid do whatever the hell they want to do, and then you're shocked later that they grow up to be spoiled, self-centered.
A-holes.
Well, yeah. to sum that up, yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Jerks.
This is what happens. The same thing applies when it comes to if you're going to have government control, then it should be there should be law in place. That's the point of any government at that point is to kind of maintain and uphold law.
They are the law.
But when it's okay for one side and not the other, or vice versa.
And the law doesn't make any difference. Having law in place, if it's not being used, makes no difference.
No. And it just sucks because then there are other people who are going to turn around and get hit with something way less than this. And they're going to be marked and scarred for life.
Yep.
But this lady, oh, no, not this.
No problem. No problem.
Oh.
Just saying. Just saying.
So there you go.
Is it really worth it? Is it really, really worth it? Speaking of
Crazy places.
things happening in places.
This is sad.
Yeah.
I'm really. I feel bad for anybody who lives in Chicago or anywhere near Chicago. I have a bad feeling that it's about to implode on itself.
It's highly likely.
A 1-month-old baby girl was shot in the head during another mass shooting in Chicago. At least 7 people were wounded in the shooting, which happened Thursday night in Chicago's Inglewood neighborhood.
I was distracted for a second. Did you say a 1-month-old?
I did. A 1-month-old.
1 month.
1 month.
1-month-old was shot in the head.
30-day-year-old. Or 30-day-old. 30-day-year. What the hell?
30-day-old.
30-day-old.
Was shot in the head.
In the head.
So somebody Harry Pottered this kid.
Yeah. Yeah. However, I don't think she's going to come back with,
a scar.
A scar or the ability to learn magic at Hogwarts.
Right.
3 gunmen jumped out of a black Jeep Cherokee around 8:15 on Thursday. The armed assailants began shooting in several directions in the 650 or 6500 block of South Halsted Street, according to Chicago police. The gunmen got back in the SUV and fled the crime scene. A bullet struck a 1-month-old baby girl in the head, and she was rushed to St. Bernard's Hospital, where she is listed in critical condition. She was later transferred to Cormer Children's Hospital, as Chicago's fire department spokesman told the Chicago Times.
Oh, it's a glancing shot.
Yeah.
So maybe she will just come out with a cool scar.
Maybe. Well, but you can't, it's not glancing if it's, when I say glancing, that means there was no real damage to the brain, but still bleeding.
It's still critical
and the
condition.
baby,
Yeah,
she's still critical.
For the baby, yes, for sure.
I don't know. The baby's uncle, Charles McKenzie, said the child is, quote, doing pretty good, end quote.
Really cool stories later on in life. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know, right?
Good stories. Maybe this kid will have powers.
Baby underwent surgery and was now able to breathe on her own.
That's awesome.
McKenzie said the bullet didn't pierce her skull, but the car seat that she was sitting in had several bullet holes in it.
New car seat time.
Well, duh. I'm pretty sure it's not going to pass the regulatory standards set by the car seat manufacturer.
I'm just saying.
The worst part is the warranty's out of it now.
I know, right? They don't cover bullet holes.
You think they would, though.
I know, right? Especially in Chicago.
Quote, they said your niece was shot. I'm like, my niece? I can't believe it. Mackenzie said, no, I'm sorry. And I know this is a sad thing that the little girl got shot.
Such a way.
But the way he said that, it makes me goes, are you shocked that she was shot? Or are you shocked that you have a niece? I'm confused.
I've got a niece?
Yeah, no. I mean, it's
No
a month.
way.
It's a 1-month-old. It maybe
It's close, yeah.
news travels slow, I guess.
I don't believe it.
It's hurtful and painful, he continued, to know that I'm out here serving and protecting the community and fighting against gun violence every day, and it ends up my people that's afflicted with the gun violence.
Well,
Yeah.
yes. The thing is,
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
You're
doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, you're trying to put out a fire by peeing on it.
Exactly, and that's the other problem.
You have no support.
You're also going about it the wrong way.
No. The cop is doing what he's supposed to.
Yeah.
But the city is not behind him. Yeah, you're not enough. And God bless you for being on that line and doing it every day anyway. But this is what happens when you're not being supported. When your city doesn't back you up. When the city is turning around and trying to sandbag you and snowball you at every turn.
Yeah.
This is what happens. I'm telling you, if Chicago for I don't care, give it a week, a month, whatever.
Ish.
Allow everyone who wants a gun to have a gun. Okay, I'm talking because you can't have a gun in Chicago.
No, not at all. No.
Allow the law-abiding citizens. Let me clarify that. The law-abiding citizens that want a gun, let them have a gun for 30 days. And I promise you won't hear.
No. You have to. It has to be
nothing.
Yeah, it has to be longer than 30 days.
Doesn't?
And there's a reason why. Okay, it's the same idea over and over again. When you make something like that completely open and available. Okay, it's like the drug. It's like drug habit. 30 days is the window where it's going to spike. Okay,
That's true.
so 30 days is the spike time. You got to give it at least 6 months.
Well, but the only reason I'm saying I only need a month is because if
They're all gonna shoot each
criminals,
other.
well, I was gonna say if criminals know that people have guns and can shoot back,
Well, that's the thing. So that's what I'm saying. That's
then,
why
then
you
they
need
would be
more,
less likely to.
but you need more than a month for that.
That's true.
See,
Maybe
the
you do.
month is where they realize after they get shot themselves that they're like, oh, there's a lot more people out here with guns than there used to be.
Yeah.
I've got mine illegally, but these guys, they don't seem like gangsters or whatever. Or, yeah. So,
and I've
yeah.
had mine longer, so I know how to use it better.
Yeah, I've had mine longer and I know how to use it better. And they don't seem like they know how to handle a gun yet.
Yeah, I mean that might be true. I don't know.
But you also have, they have to take time to realize.
To realize what
You know, song reference, man.
I knew it. I was. That's why I was trying to drag it out. A nearby store manager said the baby's family were, quote, just regular everyday people who were hanging out near their car parked outside when the gunfire erupted.
Okay, those regular people should have been armed.
I think so. Yep. The manager said the baby's father, who described as a good guy, was among the 7 people shot.
That sucks.
All he was trying to do was take care of his family. He doesn't do anything stupid or anything like that. Unfortunately, these guys came out of nowhere. Now, I don't know for sure. I mean, Chicago is gone to the dark side for all the way.
Yeah,
And this
pretty
is
much.
not a racist comment. That meant it's
about
bad. It's a
evil,
bad
not
place.
about skin color. Okay.
Yeah, okay, just so we're clear. But I don't know. My experience, let's put it that way. My experience when it comes to gangs is usually they don't just go randomly shooting people for the hell of it. Usually you've done something. Usually
Oh no! In Chicago, it happens for the hell of it.
But I'm saying that's what I meant by
Okay,
that's why I
okay.
prefaced by saying it's gone a lot worse than what my experience
right.
has been. So well, it might be where it's at right now, but usually they don't just drive by and shoot up a bunch of stuff just for fun.
See,
Maybe they do in Chicago.
Yeah,
but
that's actually one of the problems of Chicago is that these guys, it's not only for fun, it's also for gang initiation.
yeah, no, and I knew that part, but I mean,
It's they'll find a thing and they'll be like, all right, kill that innocent.
you know, I don't know. I'm telling you, if they had guns and had the ability to fight back.
Well, it's like the idea. Okay, so do you remember the whole story that people were going around, and it was happening in certain areas, but they were even telling it here. Oh, don't flash your lights at night. Don't flash your lights. If you see a car that doesn't have the headlights on, don't flash your lights. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that story? You remember
I
why
still
that was
flash
going on?
lights.
I still did too. Do you want to know why they were doing that? Do you remember why? Because it was an initiation for certain gangs, i.e. Bloods and Crips. It was a gang initiation
Yeah, I remember
to
that story now.
drive around without your headlights on. Once somebody flashed you, you then found the closest place to turn around and you tailed them to the point to where you could pass them and fire.
Yeah. No, I remember that story.
And people got all bent out of shape all the way over here. Now, there are sections of Bloods and Crips in Durham.
They're in Durham and they're in Raleigh.
They're in Durham and Raleigh, but they're really not that bad. Honestly, like the stuff out here is really not that bad as in comparison to what it was in California.
We have guns.
Yeah.
Even people in Raleigh have guns. People in Durham have guns.
And so the people here in this area are much better protected most of the time. And so the gang members have to be a little bit more on guard.
You know what's funny? When I used to repo cars, I'd tell people I was in Durham or whatever picking up cars. And I'm talking some bad place. Like there's parts
Yeah.
if you've never been to North Carolina, if you've never been to Durham and it's trying to get better. God
Right.
bless them. They're
trying.
The gentrification is working fantastically,
Not really.
just swimmingly.
No, it's so great.
But
Swimming in blood.
even before that, like it was Little New York is what they used to call it. Remember, New York was horrible back in the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Durham was like that,
Back in the 80s.
and well, no, but no, but
and
now.
the 90s and the 2000s. And
And what I would do is I would go repo, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're not scared being out there and not carrying a gun?" And blah blah blah. I'm like, no, because all you got to do is
treat people like people.
people like people. Like you're in there doing a job.
Yeah, and they understand that.
You know, and obviously if it gets too much of a thing, you'd be like, all right, cool. And you walk away. I mean, obviously it's not worth your life. But I've
Right.
never had any problems taking people's cars. And I've taken a few from some Bloods and some Crips. I've done it. Because they showed up the next day with cash
In hand.
and
said, give me my car
and
back.
bought the car. And I'm not talking about like they got it for like they paid the lien and they got it under a thing.
Yeah.
You know, under the
No, but they went and bought the car. They paid
they
it
came
off.
back with the $19,000 that was left and owed on it on top
and
of
paid it
fees
off,
and
yeah.
paid it. Yeah.
And said, we need to be done with this.
Yeah, you give me back my car.
I don't want to deal with this ever again.
Yeah, you leave me alone. I got stuff to do. But everybody's
Drugs.
like, everybody was all worried about me doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm like, no. The part that I'm afraid of is rolling up on some trailer out in the middle of nowhere.
Some good old boy.
Yes, those jackasses will shoot you quick, fast, and in a hurry.
And they
And
will
then
not
ask
ask.
questions. No, and then, yeah. That you are much safer trying to repo a car in the
hood.
In the hood, I was anyway.
You want to know why that is, though?
Because you don't.
No. Do you want to know why?
I
that
know
is?
why I do. I know why.
No. There's a very specific reason why.
Okay.
They have rental rims.
Oh, you're talking about the cars being repoed?
Yeah. They have rental rims. Not just the cars getting repoed, the rims are financed.
Oh, I know that.
The tires are financed.
No, I thought you
They're
were-
ready. They're looking for it. They don't care.
Yeah.
They know it's going to happen.
No, I know.
It's not like they're surprised by any of it. They know it's going to
Yeah,
happen.
they know what's coming.
They know it's coming. They're like, oh, well, we'll just wait another day. Maybe I'll have my car tomorrow. Maybe I won't have my car tomorrow. And as long as, once again, like you said, you just treat people like people. If you ever have an interaction with them, 90% of the time, you're fine.
Yeah. But no, I thought you were talking about why, a white guy will shoot you in the.
Oh,
nowhere
no.
And
Okay.
it's very easy. It's because you have no business. That's the
You
mentality.
don't have a
that,
business being on my property, son.
Yeah. At this late at night,
You're right.
you don't belong on my property, sir. I've had a gun. I've actually had that. I've had a guy put a shotgun in my face at 2:30 in the morning.
You don't belong here.
It was the right car. He was in the wrong, but I wasn't about to argue with him.
You said, yes, sir.
I said, okie dokie then.
I'm going to get
Let
on.
me just make this little note right here. You have a good night, sir, and I apologize for bothering you. And away I went.
Maybe they'll come back tomorrow with the cops.
Yeah, well, you can't bring, it's a civil matter. You can't bring cops into it. You can't. I can't.
You can't.
No. Now they can if
Right.
I'm on their property
They can bring the cops in.
because then I'm trespassing.
Right.
But that's it.
Right.
At that point, it's still a civil matter.
Yeah, technically, that's why you try to get the ones that are already on the street and not in somebody's yard.
Or you learn to do it fast. I had it down to I could get a car if we knew it was it, 100% concrete, and it was always easier if you had a second person to verify the
Yeah,
VIN
you have to have
number.
an eye.
But you don't have. Well, you don't have to. Like if you know. Or if you're smart and you're by yourself, you park the car and you do a little walk and you get up there, you peek, and you walk back. I was down to 5 seconds.
Nice.
I had 5 seconds where I could back up, right underneath the thing, lift it up, lock the tires, and I was gone. And I'd drag that sucker about a mile, close to it.
And then lock it.
And then pull over, and then I'm on the phone calling the non-emergency number, reporting that I repoed the car as I'm ratcheting that sucker down. Because that's the key. Once it's in public property, cops can't do nothing about it. It's too bad.
Did I ever tell the story about how I got pulled over for being white in Durham?
No, but I've had that happen to me too.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you here? What do you mean? Why am I here?
Do you know where you are, son?
Tow truck, dude. Do you not see it?
I was in my old car. Like my old car?
Yeah.
And they pulled me over because I was dressed nice in an old car.
Because they thought you were a white guy going to buy drugs.
I was selling insurance at the time.
Wow.
It's like, no. I'm supposed to be here. Here's my boss's card. We planned this. I even did a loop and a loop and a loop just to see if he was actually tailing me or just going in the same direction.
And he was after you.
He was definitely after me. Yeah. Dylan has just expressed the principle of shoot, shovel, and shut up. Also known as why Antifa is not in Eastern Oregon. That doesn't seem right.
My sister accidentally gave my nephew.
Ooh, coffee?
I think.
It's coffee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oops. Oops.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to separate that. That needs to get separated out, you know.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. You got to get
Keep them in different places.
you got to keep them separated.
God, you do.
Uh-huh.
You do.
You do.
You do.
It's or just be you always have to be on your 100%.
I don't even think he's a year. No, he is, because he's crawling around now. He's got to be over a year.
Yeah, it usually takes about that long. Yeah, that's right. Scooting is like 9 months in or whatever.
Yeah, he's doing I think he could stand by himself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he likes Elton John.
So doing a dance.
Mm-hmm. I'm still standing. He's
Yeah. He just
shifting back and forth. I love it. I loves it. I love it.
That's awesome. Person at work the other day said, I have an evil laugh. I was like, yeah, I know.
That's because they're just getting to know you. Tell them it only gets worse as time goes on.
Yeah. It's like, it depends on what I'm laughing at. Really does.
Yeah.
Hi, Carrie.
This is Defenders Live.
High Ground Slug over on Twitter. Dylan just expressed the principle of shoot, shovel, and shut up, also known as why Antifa is not in Eastern Oregon.
That's, yeah.
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 Yep.
It's one of those good things.
Good times. I'm going to save that.
What?
Because the other one we're going to burn right through.
What? This?
Yeah.
You think?
Now, why would we hang around on that one?
I mean, all right, let's go.
I'm pretty sure that it's all
Let's go.
self-explanatory.
Sure, let's do it.
So the Biden administration,
Uh-huh.
they kind of, they're getting picked on right now.
Picked on, you say?
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
They're people are talking junk about him, and not about everything else that you would think of. Like we have come.
You
up,
mean like him falling upstairs?
Yeah, no, we have a laundry list of different.
The fact that he can't hold a 5-minute conversation without stumbling over everything he says.
Yeah, you and I can come up with a list, and we've done it many times on here as to reasons why we should pick fun at the administration and
current
give them
one, yeah.
crap over it. Yeah,
Yeah, for sure. And the last one too, and the one before that.
yeah. This one though is I can honestly say I think this might be a new one for me.
What do you mean?
The the Biden administration.
No. The current. You're right. The current Biden.
The current
administration.
Biden. They're getting skewered online over a claim that it saved Americans a whopping 16 cents on 4th of July cookouts this year. 16 cents.
They sorry, what?
You remember the other day
Yeah.
when we were talking about people complaining
Yeah.
about him having promised to do the $10,000 in relief
Oh yeah.
for
yeah.
colleges,
College,
and things.
yeah.
And we were giggling
Yeah, we were
at
laughing
the
a little bit
idea
about it.
that
Yeah.
you know, he meant $10,000 whole as a lump.
As a lump sum,
And
yeah.
all of Americans who wanted to get it can get it. But it's only out of that $10,000 pot.
Yeah, right.
And we were joking.
We were.
Everyone gets a quarter or whatever, even though the math was
right.
there is
and
not right.
So we were right.
Apparently, we were closer to being right than we
We were
thought.
really close.
The official White House Twitter account posted a GIF with 7 food items that allegedly cost Americans less this year than in 2020.
7 food items.
That allegedly cost. It's not concrete. It wasn't
What-
proven. It was
well-
allegedly.
Can I
Cost them
well just
less.
a hair question. Where were they getting the food prices from?
I don't know.
The food price data.
I don't know. The data provided by the American Farm Bureau Federation,
Oh, that's where they got it. Okay.
said the average cost of a summer cookout for 10 people remains affordable at $59.50 or less than $6 per person.
I mean, yeah, that's affordable, but the American Farm Bureau Federation, they don't
Hold on. Just pause for a second.
yeah,
Affordable for who?
people that have jobs.
Well, no, I got that. But my point was like, so let's think about this. This is the angle I'm coming from. Maybe this is not how anybody else looks at it. Each person, each one of those 10 people are not paying the $6.
Right. The one person
The
who's
one
holding
person
the
is-
party.
Now,
is paying
yes, they are.
$60.
And now there might be a thing where, hey, you guys want to bring chips or hey, you want to bring drinks or whatever.
Yeah,
But
didn't exact the cost
it-
back and forth.
yeah, but it might not be a
Somebody's paying more.
somebody's definitely paying more. And it might not be one of those. It might be a, hey, if you want to bring chips, you can, but no big deal. Don't worry about it.
Right.
If it's not mandated, then you as the host are on the hook for all of it.
Yes.
That's $60. $60 to
60
feed people.
bucks.
That's a lot, man.
Well, it's 10 people.
I don't care. That's still a lot.
Can be, that's for sure.
And the Biden administration attempted to take credit for the lower prices of certain food items by bragging that it had saved Americans a whopping 16 cents on their 4th of July cookouts this year.
Right. Okay.
The marginal price decrease, your thing's in my way.
Oh, sorry. My fault. Sorry.
Shrink it up then. Oh, all that works too. No, not
it doesn't.
that. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
The whopping 16 cents on their 4th of July cookouts. The marginal price decrease included a 13-ounce bag of potato chips.
13 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
They have what happened to 12 ounce?
They got to have that extra ounce of air, I guess. I don't know. Dropping slightly by 1%. Sliced cheese insignificantly fell 1%. Lemonade going down by 2%. And center cut pork chops decreasing by 2%. Other items highlighted were pork and beans, ground beef, and vanilla ice cream. Now,
Yeah.
the GIF was accompanied by a pun-filled caption attempting to calm the fears of rising inflations.
Yeah. Okay.
Planning a cookout this year?
Right.
Catch up on the news.
Oh.
According to the Farm Bureau, the cost of the 4th of July barbecue is down from last year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fact you must heard.
Oh.
Hot dog, the Biden economic plan is working. And that's something we can all relish.
That's a really bad pun.
You know, whoever wrote that is so
proud of themselves. So
themselves.
proud of themselves. Oh God.
They went home and went, oh my God, babe, look what I wrote.
So let's go here. We're gonna go. Yeah.
What you looking at? You're looking at something.
I'm
What is
looking at
it?
a chart, and the chart it's self-explanatory. But I want to
If it is, then why can't you explain it?
Well, I wanted to say this first. That's food prices of 16 food items, right?
Or 13. Or
13
something,
or
I don't
whatever.
remember. Yeah, there was
An assortment of food items
Yes.
that could save 16 cents total
as compared to last year.
as compared to last year.
Mm-hmm.
This time
Yes.
last year.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. This time last year, gas prices were $2.26 on average
Okay.
across America.
Yeah. Now it's
On-
what,
on average.
$4 now? Or $3? As an
Currently,
average?
right now, on average, the price of
gas.
yeah, the 87 or whatever,
Yeah.
is $3.18. Is that more or less than 16 cents?
That's a bit more.
It's a bit more.
It's a tad.
And that's per gallon?
That's almost $1 more.
And that's per gallon.
Yeah. That's the other thing.
Per gallon.
That's the other little tidbit that they don't throw in there is the fact that they, and I didn't mention it earlier, is people have to pay to get there. Some people traveling from out of state.
Yeah. Gas per gallon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Almost an additional $1 more on average.
And if you're in California, God help you.
Yeah.
God help you.
You're only getting like 93 octane right now.
Well, no, not even that, but you're
Paying out the ass for it, yeah.
Yeah, top dollar. Like the Jokers are almost $5-6 a gallon.
Yeah, see, that's
And I don't understand.
that's not right.
No, it's not. But nobody cares.
And it's funny too because the gas price was, let's say it hovered around the 215 to up to like 230, right? So we'll say right there, December, January, right around January. January, it started to increase a little bit, little bit,
Yeah.
little bit, and went from like 215 to 250. And by February,
Well, if you look at that graph, actually the low point is literally up until the election.
yeah,
Once
until the
the-
election. Once the
once-
election happened,
Once the election happened and they knew that Biden was coming in, it kind of teetered back and forth. It was kind of
November 9th, it was $2.18.
Yeah, as an average,
November 16th,
220,
$2.20. It teetered down a little bit, and then it started to spike up.
and it just keeps jumping. Every
Keeps jumping up
10
and
to
up
20
and
cents
up.
a,
Yeah.
a week or every
Since
couple weeks.
Then, so what does that tell you about gas pricing and our current political standing?
Oh, the best part is if you look it up by how much a barrel of oil costs.
Oh, I know. The barrel of oil price is super low.
Yeah, so there's no logical reason as to why it should be costing as much as it does,
Yes, I know.
unless you have inflation.
Massive inflation and the fact that we have to now buy it once again, buy it from OPEC.
Yep. So, and the inflation is what's killing it entirely. Nobody pays attention to the inflation. Nobody cares about the inflation, and that's the problem with printing all of this money that we don't have, going into debt when we have no actual standard or anything to stand by. It's money. It's just paper,
And
and
so
it's just going to keep flooding the market, and it's going to cause it all to collapse, and nobody gives a flying fig.
here's a qualifier from a person who actually works at a grocery store. Seriously, the only thing I haven't raised prices on is chips.
Well, there's still time between today and Sunday.
Right. That's it.
I know.
What are you doing here? What is I mean, the fact that they made such a punny joke for an announcement
I'm just saying.
is just the worst, man.
Online commenters turned up the heat and roasted the tone-deaf tweet by the White House. Yeah. Numerous people called the assertion a bunch of baloney, noting the gas prices have skyrocketed during President Biden's presidency, which is what we just
pointed out.
said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Representative Ellis Stefanik.
Elise?
Elise? Is that how you said it?
I think it's Elise.
Elise Stefanik,
Mhm.
Republican out of New York, dished out a ribbing on the Biden administration. Quote, apparently no one at the Biden administration at White House has been to the gas station recently. The average price of the gallon of gas is $3.15. This is the highest price for a gallon of gas since 2014.
Yeah.
And a 42% increase since last year.
And by last year, she meant at the end of the year.
Yeah. JT Lewis scorched the White House by simply writing, now do gas prices.
Go.
Dan Price was fired up with a tweet, 16 cents. Home prices are going up 24% annually right now. The median home goes up 16 cents every 1.3 seconds right now.
Yeah, but that's also not because of the actual climate of buying houses. That's about the people that are buying it at exorbitant prices so that they can then rent it out later.
Well, that's part of it, but it's also inflation. Inflation
Inflation
does
does
have
have
a
a
key.
key, yeah.
Josh Dolan believed that the half-baked tweet was a mistake. Funny how the Farm Bureau can report these numbers, yet a trip to any supermarket proves the opposite reality.
Yeah.
Is lying to the American people about 16 cents worth the political capital you will lose for such a pathetic tweet?
Yes.
It goes on and on and on.
And on. In space.
The United States Bureau of Labor Statistics reported in May that they found a food prices index was up by 2.2% compared to last year.
So the entire food index
Yes. The labor
was up
statistics.
to 2.2.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I don't know how you save 16 cents. How you save 16 cents when the prices are up 2.2%. I don't know how that works.
And once again, this is something that we have listeners who work in the field. And things like Tuesday night, we raise the prices of flour, sugar, rice, and Gatorade.
God.
Gatorade.
You won't.
Okay, and finally.
Hold on. We got tweets.
Okay.
Oblivion Flickering over on Twitter. We've had it with these innocent bystander shootings. We need $30 million in Fed money to build a target practice facility for our young men who belong to the community clubs. These kids need a place to blow off steam and improve their aim.
Community clubs. I like that. That's a
goes
very
back to
wholesome. That's a really wholesome way to put that.
That goes back to earlier's thing. High Ground Slug, your 4th of July barbecue may be a little cheaper, but wait till you see the food shortages coming your way.
I know, right?
They're already started.
They're already talking
We're
about
right
how,
back to it again.
We're already talking. They're already pushing stories about how we need to stop eating beef because we're running out of beef.
Which doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
None of it makes sense.
We're running out of beef, so you got to stop eating beef.
I'm pretty sure we're not going to run out of anything if you quit, trying to control it.
Just let market be the market. Just let the market.
Adam W. Johnson, the problem is 10 people is just my family. That's before friends arrive.
Yeah,
That's right.
I know,
That's right there with you.
kind of feel the same way.
Just a tad.
It's before anybody that I want to see.
Yeah, everybody else is just like there already.
Right. Those are just the people that,
Live in the house.
that's it.
Take on it.
So it turns out French food.
Speaking of food,
Speaking of food, French food, all of
the damn French.
baguettes and pastries and cheese
I'm sorry,
and wine.
I don't, when I hear the phrase French food,
yes.
I never, ever, ever think of baguettes
And
or pastries or cheese or wine. I don't.
Right. You think of escargot.
I do. I think of salad and escargot. That's it.
That's because they're. Well,
When I think
But
of
they are-
Italy, I think of bread.
Yeah,
Which is
right.
weird because
They don't really do the breads.
they
do pasta.
It's pasta, but it's
They have breads with it.
yeah.
Yeah, but no, French.
The French.
The French foods happens to be breads and a lot of tasty breads. They did a lot of baking. The whole let them eat cake, which is actually not cake. It was brioche.
It was Dunkin' Donuts.
Let them eat brioche, which is just slightly sweetened bread, but at the same point in time.
Yeah, but it was Dunkin' Donuts. It's like,
Right, yeah.
so what you're saying is this stuff is the Dunkin' Donuts of cake.
Kinda.
It's from back then.
Yeah. It's the
Brioche
as
is to
Dunkin'
Dunkin'
is to donuts, brioche is to cake. It's still okay.
And that's
it's,
why they were pissed. They're like, screw you. It's not even real cake.
it's like on its own, it would be okay, but the fact that you call it a donut is no.
Yeah, you've lost all credibility now. Cut her head off. We're done.
It's like it's cake.
It's cake.
And that's bread. It's sweet bread. Thank you. Okay.
That's what I hate about what people say cornbread's supposed to be sweet. Cornbread is not supposed to be sweet.
Well, they do make sweet cornbread.
No, they don't. That's corn-flavored cake.
Corn cake.
It's corn cake. That's not cornbread.
Cornbread's supposed to be bread.
It tastes like corn.
Yeah.
Period. If it's sweet.
Oh, those are fighting words, Gary. Them's is fighting words.
Let it be-
Dylan's not even joking about that. Do you see that face that he made? He was looking at what you wrote.
I would like to have a moment of silence for Carrie tonight. As lost her. So sad. And You're dead to me, woman. No, I'm kidding. I love you. No, I just, don't even start. She's doing it on purpose. She's like, no. Anyway.
High ground slug. Dude. Quote, I think of escargot when I think of fish.
I don't eat it. Hold on.
He doesn't like it.
Hold on. I don't eat it. I'm just saying that's
what he
what I
thinks
think of because
Yeah.
that's what I hear the French do. Blame French. Don't blame me.
Blame the French for eating snails. That's their own
Yeah.
fault. They're creepy and weird.
Stop it.
Anyway, so the Times UK reported that a video
Uh-huh.
of Mathilda Cohen, Mathilda Cohen,
Don't ever say that again with me having a mouthful of coffee. Mathilda. It's okay.
all right,
Okay.
discussing the issue for
For what?
for a seminar outside Paris is upset and upsetting folks in France, as the paper noted that the country's cuisine is seen as, quote, a cornerstone of their national identity. You see,
Hold on. Wait, but isn't that normal?
yeah.
I mean,
no. Here's the thing. She says
But it was
that the French food is food whiteness and food privilege.
We're going to touch on that for just a second. We're going to circle back to that one.
Okay,
I'm going
yeah.
to go back to as seen as a cornerstone of national identity.
Yeah, French food is.
At least they're not being identified for their habit of surrendering.
Yes, they are.
No, but I'm saying that
National identity.
their national identity is not their cornerstone of the national identity is
No.
not surrendering.
One of the things that they definitely identify as national identity is their hairy women.
But
I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's a thing they do.
But I don't even think their cuisine falls under that. Italy, okay.
Cuisine, yes.
Cuisine for sure.
Oh no, you go to France for the wine and the cheese and the bread.
But again, I don't think of wine and bread.
I know,
So I
but
guess
that's
I can see
literally
that.
what people go for. They go for the wine and the cheese and the bread and the
Okay.
ambiance.
Okay. I couldn't. I've known people
You know,
who want to go.
all the people that spit at you and cuss at you in French and all the they go for that because you're an American and you don't know what the hell you're doing in France.
I would never go to France. I don't
But show
wanna-
them a gun and they'll surrender immediately.
I don't want to go to France because I would be in a fight and kicked out. It'd be a national incident by the time I'm done. I know it would be.
All you'd have to do is make sure that the fight was in the Muslim zone because that's a no cop zone.
Oh, good. No, well, I could probably. No, I wouldn't.
No, you probably.
I'd be okay. I think I'd kick their ass.
I think
anyway.
you'd be all right
I would be
eventually.
The only, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'd love to go to Europe, and I would love to be able to kind of tour those places and kind of see some of the sites. You know, see the cathedral and all that jazz. Like it would be really cool. But if I had my way, I would go to Europe. I would go to England. I don't even want to go to Spain. Go to England. Go to like Ireland, and go to Germany. Skip over France and go straight to Italy. And then Greece, and then come home. That's what I'm down. I don't want to see anything else. Screw the rest of it. But anyway, going back to this, the whole point of all this, it was a cornerstone.
Yeah.
And said that the
National identity. But she says
it
Mathilda says that the French food is food whiteness and food privilege.
food whiteness.
And food privilege. Did you, because you also got to know, like all the people that go and study cooking, they studied the French style of cooking, and that's like 90% of what they learn.
Again, here's some grass. We threw it into a bowl and we put a couple flowers on it. Here's some oil. Enjoy.
No. More like, what's her face? Julia Child. More like Julia Child. No, Julia Child did French cooking.
I know.
And she was just not French.
And she's not French at all.
No.
I'm really confused by these words. You keep saying food whiteness.
Yeah, food whiteness. Yeah, white food.
So let me get this just so I think I've
White
got it.
people food.
I was getting ready to say this. So even though there probably are black French people,
There definitely
black
are.
skinned, actual
Black
French people.
Yes, they're French and black. Yes.
Are you trying? Is this lady trying to say that because the black French folks don't have their own version of what we stereotypically classify here as fried chicken, watermelon, and Kool-Aid?
Yeah.
That it's racist?
It's white racist.
So you're literally trying to insert racism into something that you literally cannot. You could do it. You could argue it with it being here in America, because why? The only reason why that allegedly that some of these stereotypical black foods were brought in, soul food and all that stuff, only happened here because of slavery, and only apparently America had slavery. So that's why we have that food here.
That's a really good lie.
So now, I know, sounds great, doesn't it? So, but because now the thing, we get condemned for that. We get yelled at for that. And then you're going to turn around and flip the coin literally to the back side of it, the opposite side, and go to other countries and go, sorry, but you people are being racist because you don't have any black foods.
Mathilda, who hails from the University of Connecticut School of Law, has nothing to do with food, suggested that the French eating habits reinforce the dominance of white people over ethnic minorities in the UK. That's from the Times UK. An academic paper that was part of Cohen's seminar asserts that France's eating culture, quote, has been the central means of racial and ethnic identity formation through slavery, colonialism, and immigration. The whiteness of the French food is all the more powerful in that it is unnamed, enabling the racial majority to benefit from food privileges without having to acknowledge their racial origins.
I don't understand what the hell she's saying. I don't. Do you know what a food privilege is? Do you get to eat? There's your food privilege.
That is a privilege.
The fact that you get to eat. And without, honestly, and I'm not saying that people don't work their tail offs nowadays. They absolutely do.
Yeah.
But the fact of the matter is that you're not working like you used to have to, where you had to grow your own food. You had to slaughter your own animals. You had to do all of the work. Not only do that, but you had to prep it. You had to store it. You had to do all of it to make sure and carry over through winter times.
Yep.
You don't have to do that. The fact that the way we have food now, the fact that you can roll your lazy ass through a McDonald's right now and order a number one and whatever else the hell you want with a Diet Coke and pay at the window and roll the hell on, that is a food privilege. I am so tired of this.
In a clip, Mathilda
Man.
said, quote, the French meal is often presented as a national ritual to which every citizen can participate equally. But
of course,
the French food ways are shaped by white, middle, and upper class norms. The boundaries of whiteness are policed through daily food encounters.
Oh, I absolutely am not.
Yeah, Mathilda also said strategy. A strategy non-whites in France use to act white is eating typical French food. In schools, white Christian norms are considered a default, much like whiteness itself is often construed as neutral and non-racial identity.
I'm losing my mind.
I know. The Times UK said that the journalist David Abaker offered a humorous take on Cohen's theory and said also he called on the French to take a knee in their kitchens.
Shut up.
This is a joke.
Oh.
He's as a joke.
I didn't hear the humorous part.
Yeah.
I'm like,
he said he's telling the French that they should take a knee in their kitchens and beat themselves with their whisk.
We should all get down on our knees and beat ourselves with our whisks.
I'm trying to find this because I know it's written somewhere. I'm looking.
In addition, the highly regarded French University Sciences Po, which co-sponsored the seminar in which Cohen made her speech, decided to distance themselves from the professor.
That's probably the smartest thing you could have ever done, Pumpkin.
Yeah. How about you don't give people money when you don't know what they're going to say or do.
Oh, wow. They don't have it.
What?
Okay, so I was trying to look up like how many black people live in France.
They don't have a demographic in France.
They don't. As a law as of 1872 prohibits the French Republic from conducting a census by making any official distinction between its citizens in terms of race or religious beliefs. So French demographics can be hard to hit. It can be hard to determine.
Right, because they don't care about the demographic. All they want to know is, are you French?
Here's the thing. In 2004, it was estimated that 85% of the population of the metropolitan France is white or European origin, with 10% North African, 3.5% black, and 1.5% Asian. I think they kind of have a right to have white food.
Because they're mostly white?
Yes. And bread is white.
It is white.
And they do make the baguettes.
The baguettes?
Whatever. They don't make coffee, though.
They don't.
Not like American Pride Roasters coffee.
Heck no.
Go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com to get historically great coffee, guaranteed to make you swallow every single time you put it into your mouth. Such good stuff. There are coffees and teas and chocolate, all kinds of good stuff there. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Yep, AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Go to Mojo50.com. Check out all the other awesome hosts and shows over there. Our website, DOAEshow.com. We'll see y'all. Have a great, happy 4th of July and Independence Day. We'll see you later. Bye.